Hello crafty friends. I have a process video. I haven't done one in a long time, but I'm all set up now. So so this is a process video of a layout of my niece and my grandniece. Wow, I feel I'm a great aunt. Anyways, I'm mostly using ephemera from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection that I received in my kit a few months ago, and then I'm grabbing some paper from an Illustrated Faith pad just for some layering. I also have some I'll be using some, those are exclusive from a Citrus Twist kit, and I wanted to use some of the mint and pink hearts on that. I do apologize that I'm very pokey with this process video, with this layout, so I had to fast forward it quite a bit, so hopefully it's not too fast forwardy, so it's not too weird. But here I'm matting the photo on a white cardstock, and I cut off the borders. What I did for this picture was I don't actually have a photo printer at home, so I collaged it on a picture editor, and then I ordered it as a 5x7 photo and made it black and white. So I'm just matting it on a white cardstock to make it look like it's actually, with a border, because I kind of like the way the border looked. And I feel like when I scrapbook, when I find like not a centerpiece, but an ephemera or a paper that I really want to work around, I feel like it works out or looks better. So my inspirations for this layout were those two acetate ephemera pieces. And here I'm trying to figure out what layers might work. And I usually actually like to use my Tim Holtz ruler just to tear the paper, but apparently I couldn't find it. It was hiding amongst my stuff, so I just ripped that. And I gave up and I used my paper trimmer. But if you see me just using random things to rip off the edges, that's why, because I can't find the ruler that I love. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to decide. Oh, I like the back side of it, so that's why I cut the edges, whereas the pink one, I think I was kind of okay without it. And I wanted to use the mint, I think just on the left-hand corner, or showing more on the left corner to match, or to balance out, because sometimes I do, but I feel like sometimes when you're layering, that if some of the edges or colors show more, that it gives a little bit more depth to the layers. And recently I feel like a lot of my stuff have been kind of flat or not dimensional, so I've been trying to work a little bit more. And here I am being indecisive again. For that one, I wasn't sure if the black pattern would kind of take away from some of the picture and also the ephemera, but I ended up using it, and I really liked the way it actually ended up, because like I said, it gave it a little bit more depth. So I'm just still layering, and I wasn't able to scrap or craft in a while, so I feel like sometimes when I get back into the swing of things, it does take, I'm more wishy-washy until I get back into things. That one I gutted out the middle because I did kind of want to hold on to that piece. So that's what I'm doing there. I use adhesive from Dysol. It's double stick tape. I have a hard time with any runner adhesives, so the only thing I don't like is, and I feel like it's not environmentally great because you have so much of the backing to throw out, but Anyways, so for some reason, a lot of pictures and ephemera, like I like things to be facing inside, so it highlights the picture. But I realized that flowers is a different, I was okay without doing that for the flowers. And then with one of them with the stem, I was having a hard time. So I was trying to kind of balance it or ground it on that XOXO ephemera. But then I had that paper that I wanted to use. Again, that's from the Illustrated Faith paper pad that says, "You are loved," and then "everlasting love." But it didn't have anything else. Didn't have anything that was, in terms of faith-based, because, So I decided to ground it on that. And then I was thinking of layering some more tags, but couldn't find anything. But I think pretty soon you'll see that I found the top of that and thought I could use the whole, even though there was perforation in there, because I was gonna do it behind the mint tag. So I just did that, and then I had the little bag to put behind there. I thought it was flat, so I just put an outline using my pen. I've had that pen forever, the Scrapbook pen, and I think I only finished one Scrapbook, but it has the glue stick on the other end. But I really like the pen itself, so I have a few of those that I actually reach to quite a bit. So I'm finally gluing down some of the things. I think I'm finally ready. So I am using the adhesive strips and trying to make it straight, because the paper pad, I don't know what size it was, maybe 6x8, but definitely not enough. It was definitely not 12 inches. So still figuring out what I'm going to do. I just used some of the backing on the inside so that, you can't see the adhesive. I do have some vellum adhesive, but I thought there was enough covered or tucked under to not use it. So I'm just using parts of it, and then making sure I did the right part. And then I do this thing where I just fold over some of the adhesive if I put too much or it doesn't show. So yeah, and then I'm finding some foam squares and put them on the corners so I can have that popped up a little bit. And also looking for some twine, but was unsuccessful, so I add it later. So I'm just I haven't glued down I'm gluing down that now, because sometimes when I start with that, I forget sometimes, and I don't have enough space between the adhesive and the picture itself to layer the way I want to. So recently I've been doing that as the last thing that I do, instead of the other way around, which is how I used to do it. So yeah, so here are the foam squares, and the layers weren't thick enough for me to not use, because sometimes you don't have to put the foam squares or the foam dots on the whole part, but it was fine to do it that way. I also, because the XOXO was partially transparent, I couldn't do the middle part, but the ephemera itself is very sturdy, so I wasn't that worried about it. And trying to decide if I wanted the sweet on top or underneath, and diddle-daddling. Apparently for that part, I was very decisive with the little label. And then I have a piece of card of ephemera that says magical. And then I'm cutting around the cut apart tag, one of the many that come in the kit. And then I'm going to stick that, I think, over the tag. And this page is for my niece. I'm making kind of a baby book scrapbook for her, so I'm not doing any journaling or writing anything. So I'm just gonna make sure to give her a new pen that she can use to journal, or anything like that, or to fill in any of the labels and things like that. So putting the sweet in there, and then I think I'm almost done. I'm just adding some of those hearts, and then I have these little gold hearts that I punched out using a little tiny heart punch from Hobby Lobby. So I have that, and then I'm adding some of these. They're hearts with pink and mint green that have some gold accenting. It's like gold small polka dots. So I'm still laying those out and then deciding where I'm going to put the gold. And then I also am planning on using the Heidi Swap Shine, the in gold. And then I'm debating if I want to use these little pink, they're not enamel dots, they're just like bling. And sometimes I don't like to use them if I don't have anything else that's that dimensional, because they're thicker than enamel dots. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about, because then I feel like in a scrapbook that those can sometimes make an imprint on the sleeve itself. So yeah, I'm just gluing things down. Those are the ones I'm debating. I think I end up using just some of the really small ones, which I had to glue again afterwards, because especially the small ones, they tend to come off quite a bit. So I'm just covering the picture so that it doesn't get on there, and just doing my splatters. And I'm happy with that side. This side I had a harder time with because I had less space, but I wanted it to look like it was going off the page. So sometimes I do kind of force where I want the splatters to be. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, everybody, and hope you're having a great day. Bye.